Welcome back to the Force 90 YouTube channel. Welcome back to Tell of the Toffees, the Everton save on Football Manager 2017. And in today's video, we are at Boxing Day. We are going to be taking on Manchester United. And then we have a game against Norwich. 2 games today. Before we see those though, I've got some goals to show you. So let's have a look at the goals from the games off screen. After a goalless first half against West Ham, we did take the lead in the 57th minute. Ross Barkley singing up Lukaku, who scored to make it 1-0 to Everton. In the 73rd minute, Everton doubled their lead, and it was Idrissa Gueye with his second goal of the season. Nice finish past Adrian to make it 2-0. Late on in the match, Everton did score a third. West Ham were looking for a goal themselves, but Lukaku finished at the other end, his second of the game, and it ended Everton 3, West Ham 0. Lukaku continued his goal scoring form with another goal against Watford. This came in the 31st minute, giving them a 1-0 lead over the Hornets. As the snow came down at Goodison Park, Lukaku got a second goal and scored his 7th goal in 3 games. Immediately after that though, Watford did pull a goal back. It was Etienne Capoue with a nice finish from the edge of the box. Took a slight deflection, but Watford back in the game and it was 2-1. With Watford looking for a point to rescue at Goodison Park, Everton scored a third at the other end. David Klaassen with the goal to make it Everton 3, Watford 1, and continue our good form. Everton then travelled to Turf Moor to take on Burnley. Took the lead in the 90th minute. Felipe Anderson with the close range finish to give them the 1-0 lead. With 41 minutes played, Everton doubled their lead. Ross Barkley scoring the goal here to make it 2-0. And that's how it ended. Nice comfortable win at Turf Moor, not too much difficulty here. West Brom were very much on top in the first half, taking the lead in the game with 10 minutes played, and it was Guido Carrillo with the goal to make it Watford 1, Everton 0, with 10 minutes played. However, Watford did end the first half with 10 men as captain Darren Fletcher got his second yellow card of the match. West Brom down to 10 men. Everton took advantage of the extra man and got an equaliser in the game. Yannick Bolasie scoring it with 65 minutes played. Foster though in goal, a bad display. Everton left the Hawthorns with all 3 points. Romelu Lukaku scoring the winner in the 74th minute, ending West Brom 1, Everton 2. 4 wins in 4 league games. So as you can see, 5 wins in our last 5 games. Defeat against Chelsea was a shame, but we're in really good form. We are scoring plenty of goals, as you can see. We conceded a lot as well, but you know, we're doing the we'll score more than you type of approach. As long as we score more than our opponent, that's fine, especially in such Champions League stuff, because we just get 3 points. We are through in the Champions League group. We finished top of the group, and we've been given a draw against Besiktas in the last 16, which I think is winnable. If we have a look at the draw, lots of big teams went out in the group stages. Barcelona and Real Madrid were both knocked out of the group. So there's some interesting teams still in the last 16 tie. Feyenoord, Besiktas, Anderlecht. There's some good teams, but they're not the caliber of the Man Cities and the Juventuses and the PSGs and the Bayern Munich. So there's some interesting teams still in here. Besiktas is going to be difficult, but on paper it's a tie that we could very much be on the good end of. Does that make sense what I just said? I think it does. So as you can see, we've got 2 Premier League games today. We are at Boxing Day, so as far as where we are at Christmas, we are in 2nd place at the moment. Man United have a good lead. They've only lost 1 game all season, and they are 6 points clear at the top of the table at Christmas. 11 points clear of Watford, who are in 5th place, so a top 4 finish looks like it could be what we're aiming for again this season. That would be a nice finish. But as you can see, the rest of the top 10 is very, very close. You've only got 5 points separating 5th and 10th, so the middle of the table is still very much wide open. There's plenty of teams that could be vying for those outside European places, the Europa League places. So we faced Man United a lot in these live comms. I know we have, and we're going to be doing it even more. Last season, we played them 6 times, 5 games against them last season, a Rooney testimonial, 2 league games, an FA Cup which they knocked us out of, and we actually defeated them in the EFL Cup last season. We have them in the semi-final of the EFL Cup this season, so that's going to be at least 4 games against them this season. Opener of the Premier League, they beat us 3-2, they were 3-0 up, and we pulled 2 goals back late on. Face them in the Premier League again today at Old Trafford, and after this we've got 2 legs in the EFL Cup semi-final. So plenty of games against Man United, and they're important, so that's why they're live. So we have an injury to Funes Mori at the moment. Klaassen is still recovering from that broken wrist, and Jagielka is suspended, so it only leaves us with 2 available centre-backs in Ivanovic and Duarte. We have no other centre-backs. We could call up Oisanidis, who is a centre-back in the under-23s, Australian, so he could come onto the bench. I think that's what we're going to have to do, unless we maybe move. We don't really have other centre-backs, because none of the full-backs can play there, so we'll have to bring Oisanidis onto the bench. The rest of this, we'll have to make some changes because there's some fitness issues, and we play again on the Saturday against Norwich, so we'll have to make some changes. Okay, so I've made 3 changes. Ivanovic is in at centre-back, Sinkgraven comes in for Oxan, who's got a bit of a rest today, and Klaassen comes in for Ross Barkley again. I'd rather have him for that Norwich game. So, still a very good team, but yeah, I had to make some changes. Duarte is struggling a bit, but as I said, we have no other centre-backs, and I don't want to apply the pressure on Oisanidis by starting him against the leaders and the champions. As far as our tactic goes, we're going to stay on standard structures, but we are going to play a bit more direct, and we're not going to play as wide. We'll play fairly wide, but we won't play wide. Okay, so United play 4-4-1-1. De Gea, Shaw, Nastasic, Benatia, Lyon, Martial, Pogba, Herrera, Willian. Of course, the British transfer record now, £86 million they spent getting in from Chelsea. Mkhitaryan Stein in behind Ibrahimovic. No Rooney, I noticed. I think Rooney's a transfer listed, actually. They've got Rashford on the bench. They've got Januzaj on the bench. Not a great deal of attacking options, really. The only striker is on there, that's Rashford. Januzaj's more of a wide player, so not a lot of up-front options for Man United. Early corner for Man United, and it's in. Nastasic. I think he scored against us in the first game. But 5 minutes in, Man United have a 1-goal lead. Now, because last time round, they were actually 3-0 up before we got 2 late goals. And Nastasic was completely unmarked. There was only 1 man on that back post. Our corner tactic doesn't look too good. I haven't really looked at it in a great detail. Lyon free kick. It's a penalty. This is going well. We've not even played 10 minutes and we could be 2-0 down. Ibrahimovic will take it. Casillas saved a couple of penalties this season though. Can he save another one? No, we can't. Ibrahimovic has made it 2-0. We're only 10 minutes in. Another free kick. Another penalty. Sinkgraven's having a nightmare here at the moment. This is the second penalty he's conceded. 15 minutes in, we could be 3-0 down. This is not the Boxing Day I wanted. Ibrahimovic with his second penalty in 5 minutes. And this time he goes right and he scores. We're 3-0 down. We play 15 minutes. I wonder what rating Sinkgraven's going to be on. He's conceded 2 penalties. If it's at least, it's like around 5. It's 4.7. There you go. What are we going to do about this? Ibrahimovic on the ball. Another penalty. What is going on? 3rd penalty in the half. Ibrahimovic is on a hat-trick. What is going on? Oh, right. It's a hat-trick. He scored all 3 goals from penalties. It's half-time. We are 4-0 down. 3 of those goals are penalties. 2 conceded by Sinkgraven, 1 by Duarte. I think we've been the people that we're beating ourselves at the moment. Right, Sinkgraven is... Right, I'm making 2 changes. Sinkgraven's coming off. Ogzan's coming on. We need to attack because we need goals. What do we do here? I don't know. We've been completely torn apart. No. We'll just make the 1 change at the moment. Sinkgraven's off. Can't have a liability like that. 2 penalties conceded. But we can't take off Duarte because the only other centre-back we have is like 17. There's Lukaku. It's been... Oh, we've won a penalty now. This is... I don't know what the referee's on today. He's been a bit busy. But this is the 4th penalty in the game. For once, it's gone to us, and it looks like Leighton Baines is going to take it to put us back, hopefully back in the game. It'd be 4-1 if we score this. That's if we score it. He's hit the post. God, but this is not going well today. It's going to be one of those, isn't it? 3 shots in the game so far, just 1 on target. Here is Anderson, though. Here's Lukaku. Ogzan. Deulofeu. Cross in there. Lukaku. There we go. 4-1. This is going better. If we come back with this, then I'll be absolutely stunned. I don't think I've ever come back from 4-0 down. 3-0, yeah, because we did it. We've done it before. We almost did against United in the first game of the season. But to come back from 4-0 down would be really something else. Okay, I'm going to make another change. I know we're only an hour in, but we need to be better than this. Blasi's going to come on for Anderson. Klaassen's got a broken wrist. He can play through it because he's got the protective equipment. I'm not taking him off. Are you serious? Another one.
Another one.
Ibrahimovic going for his 4th goal of the season. I don't know what's going on today. This is the 5th penalty in the game. 4 of them have gone to United. And Ibrahimovic has 4 goals. Duarte and Sinkgraven between them have conceded 4 penalties. I've never seen anything like this. Corner. Headed away by a Nazi. Here is Lyon again. It's just funny. I'm just laughing at this now. This is just funny. I was going to go in as well then. That could have been 7-1. It's 6-1. So last game we scored 6. This game we've conceded 6. I've got to go aggressive with that because that was not good at all. So I'm actually going to fine both of those players because they both conceded 2 penalties. So they're getting fined. Let alone, I don't care about bloody... We've been fined as well for too many yellow cards. So yeah, no, some of those fines are going to him as well. Discipline player for poor performance. I'm going to fine you a week's wages. And the same with Duarte. Let's find Oscar Duarte. Okay, they both want to discuss their personal matters. I'm disappointed in your decision to fine me for what has apparently been considered poor performance and would like you to know your justification for doing so. See, none of those are correct. You conceded 2 penalties, that's why you got fined. I don't know, that one? Oh, well, he agrees with it. He says he'll take the criticism on board. Same with Duarte. That one. Oh, okay, and he said the same thing. So that's not too bad. We actually escaped pretty... well with that. There's been a few, but that was one of the more mental games of Football Manager I've had, where there were 5 penalties. We've got Norwich next. If we don't win that, then there's problems. We're at home against Norwich. So that's giving United a 9-point lead at the top of the table. So they're going to be nigh uncatchable at the moment. They've only lost 1 game all season. I mean, look at those penalties. 4 penalties for Zlatan. I mean, everyone raves about his goal-scoring form. They're all penalties. It's like bloody Janssen of Spurs. He only ever scores penalties. He's now got 16 goals in 16 league games. So another funny thing is as well, Duarte wants a new contract. If you're playing like that, you are not getting a new top contract, Oscar. You've got until 2020 on it anyway. Approaching the January window, as you can see, there are 3 players set to join. They are all youngsters, and we'll go through those next episodes. And Besic is on his way to AC Milan as well. That'll be a player off the wage bill, which is good because we are not passing financial fair play on our wages at the moment. We're spending about 32 grand a week too much. I don't know who out of these people will have their contracts renewed. Jagielka and Baines are getting old and they will need replacing. So I'm thinking of giving them 1 more year and then offloading them. Baines is on 70 grand a week and doesn't play as much. So I feel like I need to try and either give him a wage cut or let him go. James Ward-Prowse. So yeah, I made an offer for James Ward-Prowse. About £20 million it was, like 18 million. Southampton declined it. They wanted 30, and now Ward-Prowse seems to be unhappy because they're not giving him a new contract. So this is interesting. You know, James Ward-Prowse is a player that I very much like, and he's what we need as well. I said we need another deep line playmaker to accommodate for what we don't have Ogsan, and this guy would be perfect. He looks really, really good, but at the moment Southampton not budging. Okay, against Norwich. So who here needs to come out of the team? Sinkgraven for one. After that, he can come out. We do have Jagielka back, so we'll bring him in for Duarte. We'll have Duarte on the bench though. We're also going to bring in Williams for Baines, Barkley for Klaassen. And move Delafeu to the left and bring on Balassi. Alright, we're our favourites to win this match. Liverpool have actually overtaken us now, so if we win this is a game in hand we have. So we could overtake Liverpool still, but you know, they overtook us. We want to get that place back. Okay, Norwich, what are they playing? They've got Lund Jr. in goal. Not a player that I know. Don't know him very well. They've got Kieran Gibbs, they've got Closer, they've got Ayala and Arias. They've got Traore and Housen. Is that Armand Traore? Adama Traore, he's decent. On loan from Monaco. Ronnie Lopez, Joshua Murphy. That's him there. They've got Pritchard, they've got Vincent Janssen up front. Is he on loan from Spurs? He is on loan from Spurs. How much has he scored? 6 goals in 19 appearances. I wonder how many of those are penalties. On the bench, they've got Ruddy, Bennett, Tete, Henriquez, Canos, Ilori, and Olsen. Some former Liverpool names in there on that bench. Sergio Canos and Thiago Ilori. Improve on last time, absolutely. 6-1 defeat against United. Turn it round and let's get a good win. Free kick, Ogsan on it. Let's come out to Seamus Coleman. Needs a bit of help here. He's a bit isolated. Here's Ogsan though. Barkley, Lukaku. That's a good goal. 1-0. Okay, that's the sort of start we needed. 1 shot, 1 goal. 5 minutes in, we've got a lead. Couldn't have asked for a better start. Here's Vincent Janssen. He's dispossessed by Anazi though. Good play by the defensive midfielder. Lukaku to Ogzan. Guts inside. Goes for a shot. Wasn't far off. We're threatening. We've got 1 goal. Janssen's picked up an injury as well. They've now got Henriquez on up top. So Norwich forced in a substitution. This is not going too well for them so far, but all the better for us. Here is Ogzan. Felipe Anderson now on the ball. Barkley. Good effort there. Not far off target. We're doing well so far. We've got a goal. If we can double our lead before half time, we'll be in a very good position. Here's Pritchard to Lopez. And now Traore. Henriquez. Traore again. Norwich coming forward now. Here's Kieran Gibbs. Murphy. Henriquez on target. Good save, Garcia. Okay, half time. We are 1-0 up. We're doing okay. But I just like that next goal just to make it a bit more comfortable. Going to try and control the game. Possession is a bit equal, but we're going to try and control the game. If we can get a second goal, we'll head it back to standards. We can play a bit safer. Ogzan corner. Free kick rather. Hits the wall. And we almost scored from that. We've had 14 shots, which is good, but we're just not converting enough of them. Not taking the chances that come our way. Ogzan's been a bit quiet today, actually. He's been on the ball a bit, but he's not done a great deal with it. Here's Anderson, though. Good work by the Brazilian, and has a shot, and it's a good start. We're going to bring him off. Let's bring on Delafeu. We'll see if he can bring something to the game. He's been good again this season. We're going to make Ogzan a deep line playmaker. Just be a bit safer there. Now there's 10 minutes left. Not seen a great deal of highlights in this game. We've scored a goal. Now they're coming forward again, but Coleman clears it. Here's Johnny Housen. Now Gibbs. And, I wasn't sure what Williams was going to do there. And now we're on the attack. Yannick Bolasie on that right flank. Gone past the man there, and Lukaku buries it. That's a good goal. Great work on the wing by Bolasie and a good assist. And that is 2-0 and hopefully game over. Bolasie is one of the most pacey players in our squad. Delafeu as well on that left side. Bolasie's been on the bench a few times in the season, but that's a good assist to Lukaku and a nice easy finish for the Belgian. Going to make a couple more changes. We're going to put Idrissa Gueye on, and we're also going to put Sint-Graven on as well. Bit of a confidence boost hopefully for Sint-Graven after the previous game, but let's see what he can do. We have a few minutes left. 2-0, looks like it's going to be a nice comfortable win. But that's a full-time whistle. Everton 2, Norwich 0. Nice comfortable win that's taken us back in front of Liverpool. 2 more goals for Lukaku. I think that takes him to 20 in all competitions if I'm not mistaken. 21 in fact. He's already got more goals than he got scored last season. We're just about coming up to January. 16 league goals in 19 appearances is a very good turnover. And this is the sort of stuff we want to see from our leading striker. Last time didn't score as many as I would have liked, but now he's looking a lot better. And he may well be signing a new deal soon. I think he'll wait till the end of the season because then we've got the financial fair play to worry about until then. But at the end of the season, going to try and get him on a new deal because, you know, we're in Champions League football, which is what he wanted. And hopefully we won't have to sell him anytime soon. So looking at the league table, we are 7 points behind Manchester United, a point ahead of Liverpool and 7 ahead of Tottenham, so we look pretty good. But Man United are quite far ahead, and we do have, after losing 6-1 to them today, 2 more games against United coming up. The first of those will bring you next episode, and what we do then, I don't really know, because it's January. We may have to look at some signings. We do also have that FA Cup third round game against Liverpool, but I don't think I'll do that live, because we do have a game against Liverpool coming up later in the season. And I think that will be one of the last live comms before the end of the season, before we do our maybe last 2 or 3 games. But yeah, I'll do that Liverpool game live that's in March, but this one I don't think I will do live. We'll play that off screen. And next episode, I'm going to bring you at least the first leg of Manchester United in the EFL Cup semi-final, and then we'll see what we can do with that. Because I'm not quite sure. I want to play both legs, but it would be a bit difficult to do them in the same video. But I'll work something out. So that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like down below. Leave any comments you want to make. And if you want to see videos as and when they're up on YouTube, hit subscribe. I will see you in the next video for, well, at least the first leg of that Cup semi-final. But the second leg, we'll wait and see. I haven't decided yet. I'll work things out, as I said. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this one. There's a bit of a mad game against United. 5 penalties in that game. 4 of which were scored by Zlatan. So, yeah, not really sure what happened there today, but never mind. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. See you then. Goodbye.